Welcome to Moving Panels, Ignite the Mic. From Gotham's alleys to galaxy's fall, we dive in deep, we set the bar. Debates and takes, we bring the heat. Pull up a chair, join a seat. Moving Panels, where fandom takes flight. We review, discuss, and shed the light. Heroes, villains, every epic night. This is your show, your fandom's might.
Welcome to this Moving Panels One Shot. Let's have a nerdy little conversation. And today it's one of my favorite episodes because I get to be joined by my daughter Ruby as she has just finished watching season 3 of Smallville for the first time. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about her favorite episode, or least favorite episode, and what she thought about the season in general. So welcome, Ruby.
Hello.
All right, let's get into it. As usual, we're going to break it down into just 4 episodes. We're not going to talk about everything. And let's go and get into it. So let's talk about your overall thoughts of season 3. So you've made it through 3 full seasons. How did this season compare to the previous 2?
I think this season did have a lot more like storyline to it, where the last 2 seasons were more of, the freak of the week thing. You don't really have to know the entire show. If you want to watch, just jump in and watch it.
Yeah. Did you feel that this season was darker?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that Clark is growing, that he did a lot more growing up during this season?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Was there anything that surprised you?
Pete leaving.
Pete leaving the show?
It's season, there's 10 seasons.
Yeah. Well, again, it's hard to keep kind of secondary characters on for really long shows. But yeah, I think that this is the season where you start to see Clark like grow up a little bit more. He starts to make the choices he makes are more important.
Yeah. More like this or nothing kind of thing.
And it started off, at the end of season 2, he chooses to take the red kryptonite ring and run away. And so I think with this season, he's starting to learn that his actions and his choices have consequences. So let's go ahead and let's get into that first episode. That'll be one of the episodes we talk about. Exile. So the season premiere where Clark is under the influence of red kryptonite and living in Metropolis. So what did you think of this episode with Clark's attitude, with Jonathan choosing to make a deal with Jor-El?
So, this episode was honestly kind of frustrating, because obviously he's under red kryptonite, so he's not himself, and he's making, like, really bad decisions.
Pretty much he's using his powers to do bad things.
But also when he tries to take the ring off, he, like, can't, basically.
Yeah. And we've got that scene where he is in the phone booth and he gets the logo that is burned into his chest.
Yeah. Basically looking like a Superman.
Kind of, yeah.
Logo. But it's an 8 in the middle instead of an S.
But how did you feel about Jonathan making the deal with Jor-El, which comes back a couple of times in the season?
It does, yeah. That was stressful. He did it to help Clark, obviously, but he also knew the risks of it, and it was stressful, but I don't know, I'm worried, honestly, because he's already had like a lot of health problems because of it.
Yeah, so we see a couple of times where it almost feels like Jonathan's going to die partly because of the deal he made, because he was given pretty much the power of a Kryptonian, which his body could not handle.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, let's get into Whisper, which is what you told me was your favorite episode, which is the one where Clark learns he has super hearing. So why was Whisper your favorite episode?
Well, I always like the episodes where he finds new and different powers that he has. I like this episode because it seemed like it was more of a challenge for Clark to it feels like it was more of a challenge for Clark because he
Because he was blind.
yeah, he was blind, and like obviously that impacts someone
Yeah.
to just become randomly blind. Yeah, I thought it was interesting that he had to fight the bad guys. Also, I didn't like that bad guy. It hurt my ears.
Yeah, that was the guy with the like he did the little vibrating thing.
Yeah, and that was also disturbing when it
Yeah,
showed
the way he
his
put
app.
put his fingers on his Adam's apple and it would vibrate and make this high pitched sound.
Yeah.
So since he had this new power, let me ask you, if you had super hearing, is that a power you would want, or do you think it would drive you crazy?
It would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
I already have panic attacks because I can hear too many things at once.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit too much overload with all the noises.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do think that this episode, like many of the episodes where he discovers a power, there's a little bit of fun with the episode because of the stumbling he does, learning how to control his power. But of course, also I like that the Kents are always there for him and trying to help him learn this new power. And that, it's not, you realize it's not easy for him. Like, people think Superman, they think he's just the best at everything. But we got to remember there had to be this learning curve for him and that it's going to take time. Of course, in the premise of a television show, it takes them, 45 minutes. And then
not even that.
Yeah. But again, it still makes this being a superhero, especially a superhero like Superman, it helps it feel human. Like, what would a person who, because he's supposed to be, 16, 17, probably around about this time, what does it feel like for a person to go through all of a sudden discovering this power? So I think that one's good. An episode I wanted to bring up was Memoria, which was the episode where you kind of learn about Lex's past.
Ooh.
You learn about his brother and his mother, and really goes deep into Lex's childhood and kind of see why he has the relationship he has with Lionel. Really deep one. Did that episode change the way you see Lex? I know we've always talked about how they make Lex someone you actually kind of like in this show. Did this?
And now you feel bad for him.
So you feel sorry for him for what happened?
His little brother died when he was a baby.
Well, didn't just die. Again, spoiler alert. He was suffocated by their mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he got blamed for it.
Yep.
Lionel blames
him, and that's what leads to their kind of relationship. So, yeah, how did you feel about Lionel? Like, did it change your thoughts about Lionel with this one?
No, I still hate him.
You still don't like him? Didn't make it any worse or any better?
It made it worse, honestly, because, I mean, I understand where he comes from. Like, if you saw your child looking at your dead baby, and that was the last time you would, like, and that's, it really looks like he killed him, honestly. But
in Lionel's eyes, yeah.
In Lionel's, yeah. But, yeah.
Do you think the episode helps, like, explain why Lex will become who he becomes?
Yeah, definitely. It really shows how he's a bit he didn't have a great childhood, and he wasn't raised the same way that Clark was.
Yeah, I think that's because you really start to understand why Lex is the way he is, because he is torn by the fact that as this show he wants to be a good person, but the pain and the manipulation that he has experienced from childhood, really helps us show exactly how Lex became the villain that we know he becomes. And I think what this show does great is the storytelling of both of these guys, because it shows the contrast against Clark's story, where Clark is loved and supported and grounded by the Kents, whereas Lionel is always pushing Lex and manipulating Lex, and when Lex thinks he has done good, it ends up getting turned on him, or it doesn't go the way he expected it to go. And yeah, but it does kind of make Lex a little bit more of a sympathetic villain.
Yeah,
doesn't
like
it?
an anti-hero, sort of.
Yeah. All right, and then Covenant, which was the season finale, which you said was your least favorite episode. So what didn't work for you?
Okay, I know it wasn't Kara. That was disgusting, though.
Yeah. So they introduced a character who is claiming to be Kara Kent, or not Kara Kent, but just Kara Zor-El. And if you're watching this not knowing who Kara is in the mythos of Superman, it's fine. But if you know that Kara is actually Clark's cousin, it's so weird because she tries to form a romantic relationship with him.
I know it wasn't actually her, but it's so disgusting watching Kara and Clark kissing. Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. So what did you think about the way they did though end the season?
Whole thing with like Clark finally saying that Lex isn't his friend anymore.
That, and then you had Pete leave, you got Lana choosing to leave.
It was sad because that you did tell me like that was the last time we're gonna see like Pete as a continuous character.
Yeah.
But you didn't say anything about Lana, so
no. Well,
I'm a little happy about that.
Yeah, but I know you've been spoiled a little bit. So let's get into this, because this is the season that it starts. What did you think about Lex and Lana's budding relationship?
They try to make them have chemistry, and it's absolutely disgusting and weird and awkward.
So you didn't think it made sense? Like it didn't naturally flow?
No, it's so weird.
Do you think that Lex actually is, though, developing feelings for Lana? Or do you think, because of what we've seen about Lex and everything that's happened with Lex, do you think it's more of him just trying to fill a void, like an emptiness that he fills?
Well, I'd say he does actually have feelings for Lana, but it's still so weird.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, IMDb.
Well, but isn't it, but doesn't it work for a storyline? Like, you've got Lex and Clark that are now not as best of friends as they used to be, and then the love of Clark's life is now being pursued by his former best friend. Like, don't you think, though, that makes it interesting?
Yeah, it is a good plot line. I will say that, but I still don't like it because there's no chemistry between them. There's no spark, and they keep trying to make it happen, and it's all so weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so weird.
Was there anything else in the season that stuck out to you? Did you like that he finally got his revenge on the doctor that experimented on Ryan?
Oh yeah, I really like that. Only because like I love Ryan.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite characters. Saw him for 2 episodes, and second episode he's dead.
Yeah. Well, so now that you've finished season 3, what are you curious about what is coming, or what you might hope is coming in season 4? Like, what are your predictions of what Clark is going to learn, or what's going to happen? Like, what do you think season 4 is going to bring?
Lois.
Yeah, but you kind of already know that because you've seen the cover. like the thumbnail cover of season 4. So yeah, we'll get introduced. So do you think that changes your thoughts about the Lana and Lex relationship, knowing that Lois is about to become part of the?
Yeah, they're probably gonna get closer since Lois is Lois Lane.
Yeah. Do you think Clark and Lois are gonna hit it off right off the bat?
Absolutely not.
No.
You've told me about that they kind of hate each other at first.
Yeah. Well, any other thoughts about season 3?
Not really.
No? You still enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm still enjoying it.
Getting better? Like you're still, because you still got 7 more seasons to go.
If it wasn't getting better, that would be concern.
Yeah. I'm very, very interested to see what your thoughts are as it does get further in, because I do think it takes a dip a little bit later. But yeah, I gotta say though, watching this with you again, it makes me just again know why this was a show that really solidified my love for Superman.
I can see that.
Yeah. And I like again how the show did a great job about using the Superman story to talk about lessons about making choices, about finding who you are, and using the gifts you have, and seeing you involved with these stories. It's been awesome. So, all right. Well, thank you, Ruby, for joining me for this. And let's now I know you're excited to get started into season 4.
Yes.
Yes, because I made sure you did not start season 4 before we recorded.
Yeah, because with part 2 of this, I accidentally said a lot of things about season 3 because we had already started it. Yeah. So now you're making me not watch season 4 until we had recorded this.
Yep, and we'll keep doing that. But we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Thanks everybody for listening. Rate and review the show. But for today, for Moving Panels, I'm Laramy Wells, and I'll see you on the other side of the page.
Bye.